Hey! Hold on. I'll be right there. I'll be right with you. Big show coming up tonight. Last minute adjustments to the big show coming up tonight. Let's bring in Parker. Welcome to Pillow Talk with myself and James Parker. Parker's here. There you go. What's happening, Parker?
Well, I don't get on the screen with you.
You're not on. How come you're not? How are you not on the screen with me?
Right, you didn't hit the little button. Yeah.
There you go. We don't like it like that, right? We like it like this.
No, we like it like that.
You like it like this?
I think so.
Yeah, you like it like this? You like it like that?
You don't like it as sauce?
You like it like this? You like it like that?
I don't know. I kind of like it better vertically like this, but now my name's screwed up, so I guess I'd have to take that off.
Like that? You like it like that? How you like it? You like it like that?
No.
You like it like this?
I look like your conscience.
Or you like it like that? I like it like that.
Okay, let's do it like that.
What up, Byron? Hey, everybody. Welcome into Pillow Talk. We do this show each and every night at 9 o'clock. It is the second of two streams that I do each and every day. Do the first one. We call that High Noon. That's topics. Current events. If it's happening, bam. We get to it. Don't spend too much time on any one topic. But I got hot takes, people, and they're coming at you live every day at noon, Monday through Friday. Double on back after a couple hours rest, and it's Parker and me. That's what we do here at 9 o'clock every night. And this is more conversational. This is a bit more of a, James, would you call it a deep dive into less serious forms of conversation? That's what I would call it. Ed's here. Steven's here. Byron's here. I'm in a good mood tonight. You know why I'm in good mood?
You just finished a Netflix series?
No, I just blocked somebody on Twitter like minutes before we signed on. I blocked some dude.
Why does that make you so happy?
It's a power trip. It's just okay. I can make you disappear. You are not a fun person in my world, and you can disappear now. Poof, and they go away. I don't know. I just like it. I like it. And I've seen like people who get blocked by other people. Like they'll show up. Like let's say somebody famous blocks somebody. Like I've been blocked by a number of famous people, and I'm quite proud of all of the blockings.
I'm kind of disappointed. Like I've been blocked by Alyssa Milano, and it's like, oh man, I got blocked by Samantha from Who's the Boss, and I love her. Like it's not even that I hate her or anything. It's damn.
I know, right?
She just said something stupid one day, and I popped off. And
can you believe that?
Yeah, can you believe me?
Hey, on the same token, I was blocked by another person who apparently I don't like them on Twitter, but I like them in their professional life. John Cusack hates me.
No,
John Cusack wants nothing to do with me.
See that, man, I'm so disappointed that Alyssa Milano hates me or just even acknowledged my existence in a negative fashion. She doesn't know who I am, clearly.
Yeah, but
she blocked me.
For a moment, she hated you. For a moment.
And that felt horrible. I don't know why I care that Samantha from Who's the Boss like looked at me and was like, block. But it bothers me. It's like, oh, man, I'm a failure.
That makes you feel horrible? That makes, it's the exact same feeling that I get when somebody famous follows me. I love that. It's like, somebody famous follows you and you're like, ooh. And then they.
Yeah, right. Like for a second, Christina Hendricks knows I exist.
Jason Sudeikis loves me. Jason Sudeikis and his branded persona of Ted Lasso both follow me.
Me and Ted Nugent are pretty much best friends.
There you go. You go. John Cusack is a lunatic, like super lefty weirdo. And like I don't know. I think I yelled at him about something once, and he got mad at me.
Aren't those people like our bestest friends, though? Don't they make good friends?
What do you mean? How so?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because the station I've chosen in life, but I've managed to hang out with a ton of those people, and a lot of them have been really good friends.
Well, those people, do you mean celebrities?
No. I mean, like kind of psycho lefty, like
psycho lefty crazies. Nah, I hate psycho lefty. I hate psycho lefty crazies. I hate psycho righty crazies. I hate the crazies on both sides because they're ruining everything for the rest of us.
I like them. They're so fun.
I can't tolerate them. I know. You've had this. You have defended the QAnon people. Right. You have defended the Capitol rioters. You enjoy the hijinks
Yeah.
From the insane wings of both of our political ideologies. And I can't stomach them. I don't want anything to do with them. And John Cusack, I still enjoy John Cusack as an actor. I mean,
Oh, definitely.
I love John
Definitely.
Cusack as an actor. He's a Chicago guy. I got no problem with him. But I don't know. He said something stupid, and then I said something back to him. And he called me stupid. And then he said, I am done with you. And then I was blocked. I was like, but for like, I don't know, for like 2 minutes. For like 2 minutes. John Cusack was engaged with me and only me. And sure, it wasn't a positive experience for him, but it was still an experience that he and I shared together.
Like Sean Penn is Psycho Lefty. Wouldn't he be one of our friends? Like if he worked at the radio station down the hall? Like wouldn't we be hanging out with him at events and stuff, or like be
Well,
pulling pranks on someone else with him? Or
no, Sean Penn wouldn't like the pranks. That's mean. Why are you being mean? No, see, Sean Penn would be a pain in the ass too.
no, Sean Penn's only like that in front of cameras. When the cameras aren't on, he's probably more like Spicoli.
I don't think so.
I get the feeling it's a front. Like all of Miley Cyrus in front of camera is in front of the camera is a front.
I get a feeling that Sean Penn's legit self-important and really,
I know self-important, yes, but like he is not all business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because in the camera, he wants to seem like he's serious and he's not just some dumb actor. Like he's doing something with
Right.
his influence and his fortune in life, and so other people aren't as fortunate as him, and he just wants to make sure the rest of y'all know that he's just not some dumb actor who smokes a lot of dope and used to smash Madonna. He's an important guy.
And Robin Wright. Don't slight him on the Robin Wright in her prime. He had the
Oh
Princess
wow!
Bride.
Did I not know that? Is this the first I'm hearing of that? Because Robin Wright in her prime, Buttercup.
Princess Bride, man.
Yeah,
He was married to her right after Princess Bride. Oh
I don't
yeah.
remember this. I remember the Madonna thing.
Oh no, yeah. He dumped Madonna and he got with Robin Wright, and he was with Robin Wright for maybe 20 years. They just got divorced like a few years back. Yeah, they've been together for a long time.
Wow, that's a pop culture hole.
They have like kids and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, we'll find out.
Buttercup, huh?
Find out right now.
Dude, so she's had 3 of the amazing roles in our generation, where she went from Buttercup to Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Jen, I forgot she was Jenny.
Oh,
from
huge,
Forrest
right?
Gump.
And then she was Claire in House of Cards before someone had to get busted for diddling kids, or more than diddling.
He did them kids. Don't short sell it. He totally did.
Well, I know, but like he totally did it, and like 20 years later, this stuff comes out, and Dave Chappelle's right. If it had just waited 6 more months before these, allegations were revealed, we would have got the end of that show, and we didn't.
That's
We were
too
robbed
bad.
from. Yeah.
Because for about 2 seasons, that was a very good show. And then it started to get really stupid. All right, let's see here. Hold on, James. See what we got. Let's see what we got here.
I didn't know it was Robin Wright Penn ever, Byron.
Yeah, Robin Wright Penn. All right. Is that big? Okay. All right. So here's we're looking at 2 of the kids, the Sean Penn kids. Robin Wright and Sean Penn's kids look exactly like. See, look, they were together a long time. Look at the kids.
Apparently so.
All right. Hopper Penn is the girl, I think. And she's very pretty because
No kidding.
I mean, she's Princess Buttercup's daughter. Look, who's that? Oh, that's
Both
okay.
of them.
Yeah. Oh my God. They could play their parents in a movie. Like if a movie was ever made about the romance. Well, that'd be weird because they're brother and sister. But you know what I mean? She looks like Robin Wright and he looks like Sean Penn.
Yeah, and they both look like really cool and sharp with styled hair and clothes that cost more than my truck.
They're Sean Penn and Robin Wright's kids. Oh, she's beautiful. Hopper Penn, beautiful. Yeah, she is real. Look at her. She really does look like her mom. Yeah, there they are. All right, so there you go.
Never knew that. Wow.
The more you know. Now
Mind
you
blown.
know. Oh, here I got something else I want to show you. This is why I was a little bit late. This was happening tonight just before we came on the air. This is fun. Do you know hey, what happened? What happened? There it is. You ever seen that guy who does the lip reading when stuff's going on and you can't read the
Are you gonna show me the monkeys?
No. I'm gonna show you something that just happened like a couple minutes ago in the Miami Heat game. It's crazy. So Spoelstra, who is the head coach of the Miami Heat. He got into it. Is it showing? Yeah.
It is.
All right, watch. Spolstra.
Wait, where is he?
All right, here. So here's Spolstra right here.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
That's Spolstra. And this is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy no rings. Jimmy superstar with no rings. Jimmy Butler and the head coach are going at it. Watch this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
But they're on the same team.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wish somebody could please do the lip reading for me. This happened earlier, just a little bit ago. Okay. Look at this dude too. This dude on the bench is being held back. He's all mad at Jimmy B. Jimmy no rings. Spolstra's trying to calm down. He's remembering he's the coach. So now he's going to try and calm down and talk to Jimmy. I'm going to talk. I'm your coach. I don't care you're my coach. What do you mean you don't fucking care I'm your coach? I'm Jimmy no rings. I'm the best guy on this team. Fuck you, you're the best guy on this team. I mean, it's just, it keeps, this is not good. The Heat's a good team. All right. So here, wait. There's one thing that I know Jimmy No Rings says. Jimmy No Rings, here, we'll get to this point. I think Jimmy No Rings says, hold on, let me see it one more time. I'm not leaving again. Yeah, see, he points to himself and he's like, I'm not leaving. It's almost like the coach is benching him and he's refusing. Watch, he goes, I'm not leaving. Jimmy Butler. He's been a problem on every team he's been on. When it was the Timberwolves, the Bulls, and now the Heat. There you go. Anyway, that happened. So we'll be hearing all about that tomorrow. I can't wait to find out what they were fighting about, because you get your coach that pissed up. That's not just one incident. That's some shit that's been building up.
Well, it has the same energy as the Antonio Brown taking off his shirt and dancing off the field or whatever. You know, it didn't quite go that far, but it's the same kind of. I'm always shocked when people defy their coach like that. It's like, dude, have you ever played a sport before? That's not how this works. You're supposed to do what he says, and you can yell at him if you want, but that's not going to get you anywhere.
Oh, but James, not when you're Jimmy No Rings. Jimmy No Rings is a superstar. He doesn't need anybody else on his team. Just give me the ball, coach.
I don't understand people that yell at the ref. It's like, this guy's going to be making all the crucial decisions in the game from here on out. The last thing you want to do is piss him off. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, coach. Shut up, Ford. Shut up, teammates. Shut up, fans. Stop pissing them off.
You like to make these comments from time to time about those of us who walk among us who are broken individuals. That's a professional athlete who thinks that it's the same guy who argues with the cops, right? You know, the guy that like thinks he's going to win the argument with the cop on the side of the road.
How do you think this ends? Where he goes, oh, I'm sorry, you were right, I was wrong. Has that ever happened in the history of cops? No.
Yeah, right. Because we all know cops are cops don't have chips on their shoulders at all. You know, it's not like they're going to let you back them down.
Yeah, they're trained to back down. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
All right, James, let's do it. Why not? Here we are.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Comfort Nest showroom high above the 1% compound. It's Wednesday night, and our typical Wednesday night, you know what, I should have something written that I say instead of just free balling it.
No, you should be able to free ball it. You're a professional, damn it.
You're right, I should. Here he is. Welcome to the stage, folks. Give a nice Comfort Nest welcome to James Aloysius Parker.
Hey, man, can you, like, switch the screen here? We can't be vertical on this part. I have to, like, dominate and take up most of this area, and you can just be on the side.
That's fine.
Yeah?
No.
No?
No. Is that okay? No. You don't like that? You don't like that? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, James. I don't know how to make you. I don't think I have an option.
Like that, but the other way.
Right. I don't think I can do that.
Where I can't be featured. You have like the Screw James setting. You'd have some plug in.
Here. We'll do
now that, but flip us.
I like that, but flip yous.
Yeah, there we go. All right, thank you. Hey, violent crime is plaguing Miami Beach's spring break celebrations. Police say visitors should be vigilant no matter how drunk they are. Researchers at UC San Francisco are treating PTSD sufferers with the club drug ecstasy. So far, the results have been pretty positive, but the one side effect, the patients can't stop dancing. According to the National Enquirer, actor Howard Hessman didn't have to die, but biologists say that's ridiculous. Everyone has to die. Horrible dad joke. According to the Globe magazine, Barbara Walters has just 3 months to live, but the brave news legend says she does not fear the Gwen Weeper.
Oh, speech impediment joke.
It's not too soon. She's not dead yet.
Come on, he's working hard for you.
Also, according to the Globe magazine, one of my favorite publications, Bugs, Dr. Phil is the boss from hell. He treats his staff like a bunch of peasants. In fact, it's so bad. He's such a jerk. The staffers have nicknamed him Ellen. All right. According to a new survey, the occupation perceived to be the least prestigious is a real estate broker this year. It's usually a lawyer, but it changed. I'm surprised. I would have guessed Cleveland Brown.
Kick them when they're down.
Always. A lot of you are going to be celebrating spring break. Have fun because the memories you make will be with you until you black out. No one's on spring break? That's fine. That's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. Hey, Courtney Cox has mangled her face with plastic surgery. Have you seen these photos in the media? Yeah, it's pretty bad. To give you an idea of how bad it is, people are mistaking her for Demi Moore.
Whoa.
Ooh. Ooh, that's okay. Demi doesn't watch the show. Next month, Britney Spears' parents, Jamie and Lynn Spears, are going to appear on the cover of Parents magazine. I think it's their April Fool's issue. And finally, in Glenview, Australia, a woman thought a burglar was in her house, but it turned out to be a carpet python, which doesn't really make sense because she has linoleum. So I was just...
Did I step on your punchline?
No, it was flooring humor. You know.
I was like, that's stupid. Was that the punchline?
It was that bad. Yeah. Sometimes it's just a bad joke.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Thank you.
That was terrible. But the
Fun.
rest was all right. The rest was fine. All right. Want to get serious for a minute?
See, I like being on the left. This is much better. Oh, yeah.
I want to share something with you. Okay?
Dap it. Meh.
Okay. So I had a conversation. Okay, so a friend of mine sent me something. All right. So a friend of mine sent me something, and I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't know that the third friend that he was making fun of isn't somehow listening or consuming this show. So
damn.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know we're making fun of him. But we have a friend. We have a mutual friend who is. I'm just gonna say it. He has a lot of options. He's divorced now, but he was always an attractive guy. You know, he could get girls and all that. But he seems to like heavy girls. You know, like heavier girls.
No. That's too vague. What are we talking about? Are we talking about Christina Hendricks or are we talking about A.D. Bryant?
Yeah. the latter.
Yikes. So he's a chubby chaser.
Yeah, he does.
Because there's a difference between thick and fat, and it sounds like he's going fat.
Right.
Okay.
So my friend sent me this today via text. And here, I'm going to show it to you.
The divorced dude? Or the other friend?
The one friend sent me this text, and it said, so-and-so is going to love this show. And that was all he sent, right? And so-and-so is obviously the guy who likes heavy girls. You know what? I don't care. His name is Marty. We know that he likes heavy girls, okay? But all right, Marty, we weren't making fun. We don't, this isn't a thing. All right, Marty, I'm talking to you if you happen to be listening. This isn't a thing. We don't like make fun of you behind your back. This was just a one off, okay? So settle down. All right, James, that worked, right? That was pretty good.
Oh, I bought it. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm doing it, anyway. So I get sent this, and he's like, Marty's gonna love this show. And that's all. Just a friend I haven't talked to in a while. So he sends me this, which is okay. So I want you to see it, and then I got into more of a conversation with somebody else about it because I thought it was funny. I had to then send it to another friend, and we started talking. And this is all right. Here you go. So this is a new show. This is a new show that's coming. And it's watch this.
Let's go! Let's go!
It's called Lizzo's Big Girl.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's get it in! Watch out for the big girl. 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 Big girl.
Yeah! They're having fun, dancing. They don't care. And Jayla, look at her. Beautiful. Look at their happy look. If you're happy, that's a beautiful thing. That's a show that's coming to Amazon Prime. And my one friend thinks that we have another friend who will be really into it. And there's another. Those girls, more power to them. Look at it's Byron. Look at Byron. Byron. I knew Byron was going to be in with the hot takes, but it caused me and another friend to have a more serious conversation. But first, I want to get your thoughts on Lizzo's new show.
I was going down Byron's lane. First of all, it looks like an ad for insulin, not a TV show.
Is it a drama? I don't understand. What is that? What is that show?
It's a public service announcement for diabetes, is what it is. All right. So look, there's levels to this, and so there's dudes that love thick girls, and there's dudes that are chubby chasers. But listen, no one likes that Jabba the Hutt chili pile like My 600-Pound Life. And in nobody's world, in no way can you ever reframe that to be sexy. However,
well, no, wait a second. I disagree with you there because there are definitely people. There are just because you don't and I don't. You know, we've been watching these predator catchers, and neither of us can understand how there can be anyone with a sexual attraction to a child. You know, we talked about with sexual attraction.
No, and it's analogous to that. They have some sort of mental disorder that is not actually sexy by any objective standard.
Well, I don't know. I see that I disagree with.
When you look like Jabba the Hutt, when you're 600 pounds, I mean 600 pounds.
I think sexy is in the eye of the beholder. I really do. It's not. I'm not.
No, you don't feel that way for kids, and you don't feel that way for toilet cam men or foot fetish guys. There's nothing sexual about a foot. Get out of here. That's not involved in the reproductive process. You're a sicko.
Women, and they have energy and verve, and those gals there, they were dancing and they were having fun. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with people who like them. I just
no.
Who are sexually attracted to them. I just don't.
But there's no standard. There's no standard by which that is actually sexy. You have to have some sort of dysphoria.
Dude, but can I stop you? Why doesn't it work the other way? Because I have because I'm fat and I am gross and I have had women actually be attracted to me. So why is it all right for a woman? I mean, legitimately attracted to me. I mean, okay, so there was a time where I had a microphone and a podium and a stage and all that, and so there were a lot of girls that I could get because of that.
You're not Lizzo category fat. Don't be ridiculous. That's not even the same ballpark. That's a different.
I'm a fat guy, and thank God that there are people who are attracted to fat guys.
Yeah, it's so wife saying Pizza the Hut territory. You're not in that. You're not in the Lizzo territory fat. You're overweight. We're all overweight. You probably more so than average, but you're not fat.
Oh
And
yeah,
I've actually seen you be skinny, but
and
no,
never
but
seen you
but the
see.
people that are dating you that are into you aren't thinking, oh, you're sexy. They're not wishing you would walk around in a Speedo in public. They like you for who you are. And, yeah,
So my question is, why doesn't that work the other way? Why can't a man be
it
attracted to you?
can, but that doesn't mean they're sexy. They're not
Okay.
sexy. You can still like them for the human being they are, and
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will fall in love with them, but that doesn't make them sexy. There's plenty of people who fall in love with people who aren't sexy. In fact, about 90% of the human population is not sexy, and they're all falling in love. So
Well, then
let's
I
get
would think that that would rebut your contention here. I think that if you're falling in love, there's got to be some degree of sexual attraction. People are reproducing. People who do not fit your criteria of sexy are reproducing, and that's
okay. So well, no, true, but my counter to that is, and we've had this conversation a bunch, but like if my wife put on like 50 pounds,
yeah.
I'd
I know.
still smash it. I'd still be in love with her. I wouldn't, right? I wouldn't all of a sudden be like, oh
Oh,
man, you got to get out of here. I got to find someone else to fall in love with. But she would not be sexy anymore. Not like this. Not like she is now.
see, I think what you're taking one for the family team on that one. You're gonna keep smashing your fat wife.
Till one of us dies.
One of you dies. That's
Yeah.
all right. Well, there you go. All
So
right.
so look. Part of this is there's an overarching sort of cultural trend to try and more normalize fatness, and it's not healthy. It's not good. It's not smart. It's not scientific. It's not good for the people that they're selling this to. You do not need to tell young men and women that you can go ahead and let yourself go to looking like a trash bag full of nickels and everything's going to be okay, because there are severe negative consequences. You're not going to get the person. You're probably not going to get the person of your dreams. People are going to make fun of you. You are going to lose professional opportunities. You are going to lose cultural opportunities. You are being judged, whether you like it or not. And I know it doesn't make you bad. It's like having bad teeth. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't define who you are, but you
No.
are being judged. And people who take care of themselves and manage to stay under 300 pounds tend to have a more successful life at the end of the day than people who don't.
Okay, so the way I'd push back on this is, I would say that I have known. I shouldn't say I know now, but I have known in my life, uh, black guys, specifically black guys who like girls who are very heavy. They do, and they find it sexy. So when you say that nobody is finding that sexy, I completely disagree with you on that. Black dudes like large women. They, and not just like a little bit pudgy. Fat women. They do. Well, by a woman that you and I and just about anybody else might describe lovingly and respectfully as fat, black guys are into that. That's a thing.
Yeah, but there's a little gray area there. But when you go through the whole lexicon of rap videos that you've seen in your entire life, these are the guys that pick and choose through the lens of Black American culture what they think is hot, and none of the chicks in any of those videos are as big as Lizzo. So she is beyond the pale of even what
Dude,
black standards tend to skew heavier than mainstream standards, and Lizzo's beyond that. Being fat is not hot. Having some junk in the trunk and having big boobs and having curves and a little bit of weight on you, that's hot, and a lot of people find that hot. But again, being a chili pile is not hot.
and I would argue that I don't have to watch rap videos. Dude, I'm from the south side of Chicago. I can just go to the mall and see what you're describing as things you only see in music videos. I am telling you, I have seen tall, thin, athletic. Dude, there are professional male athletes who have very large.
Show me the fattest. Show me the fattest wife of a professional
Okay,
athlete. That's where this show needs to go right now.
it's not where
Because
I.
I think you're wrong on this one,
I'm
and I
not.
don't know why I feel so strongly about it. It kind of makes me sound like an a-hole, but seriously, this is something that bothers me because I don't want this message getting to my kids. I want my kids to get the message that you should eat healthy, you should stay in shape. Fit is the new skinny. Fit is sexy, not skinny and not fat. Fit. That's what I'm trying to teach my kids. It's not cool to be insulin dependent by the time you're 40. That's
Can I
not a good look.
can I be the first person that ever Google searched pro athletes with fat wives because nothing came up?
Marty probably has. Marty probably knows all the pages already
So hold on.
because they get the cream of the crop of the fats.
All right, so I'll give you one off the top of my head. There was a Dallas Cowboy lineman about 10, 15 years ago. Mark Colombo? Was there a Mark Colombo?
Yeah, there was a Colombo.
Okay, hold on. His wife was very large. And they were very happy. Hold on. Mark Colombo. She was very funny too. She was very funny. We did a thing with her. Yeah, that's it. Mark Colombo is a former American football offensive tackle. Okay, Mark Colombo wife. Let's see here. All right. Valerie Colombo. Okay. All right. Where is she? Okay, I don't see any pictures there. I don't see. Maybe it wasn't Mark Colombo. Maybe it was another guy. Anyway, yeah, she was very heavy. She was pretty, but she was really heavy. And I remember, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just saying it's fine to like heavy set girls, and some people do find them.
No, it's fine.
They don't find them sexy, and I'm saying that people do find them sexy.
Yeah, well, it's fine to be into that, but it's not fine to project that out into the world as some sort of lifestyle alternative that is co-equal to being healthy.
Okay, now there you go. So that's when I sent it over to my other friend, when I forwarded that to another friend with our other friend saying, I bet you Marty is going to love this show. The other friend in the group chat said, oh, we're fat shaming now. Now,
yes,
if you knew him, you know that his tongue was firmly in his cheek when he sent that, because he's not one of these guys that would be like, oh, you're fat shaming now. And then it suddenly got into like this serious conversation about, okay, I did it. I took it in a serious direction. I said, are we fat shaming? And if we are fat shaming, well, I'm a fat guy. What is wrong? I wish that there are people like workout dudes. Workout dudes just scream at people. Isn't that fat shaming? Like when a workout guy is like, come on, you fat piece of garbage. I mean, I have seen workout guys who do that. And I'm like, why? And then the conversation got a little bit deeper than that. And James, let me just take you through what I posited. Why is it that we are perfectly fine and it's totally socially acceptable to shame every other thing that is wrong with somebody? Addictions, more specifically, right? Because fat shaming, let's say it's a food addiction. Let's say people, because I know I have a food addiction. I know that I have to work out now because of my heart, and thank God I'm starting to lose weight from it. But I am addicted to food. I am fat because I am lazy, because I would love to just lay on the couch all day eating pudding and watching Netflix. I mean, that is just how I'm built. But I can't do that. I mean, obviously I have for an extended period of time. But I know that I have to do another thing. And I started to say, I wish when I was, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, when I was starting to get heavy again, I wish that somebody had fat shamed me. I wish somebody had been like, dude, you're going to die younger. You've got a little baby. How is it that you expect that you're going to be alive for him? You already have him late in life. You got to be fit. If somebody is addicted to nicotine, it's perfectly fine to go, take that nasty habit outside. If somebody is a drunk, it's perfectly acceptable to go, maybe you should watch how you're drinking. If somebody is a cokehead, let's have an intervention. I mean, those are all addictions that people have. So when somebody, and you brought up the health thing, because that's where this conversation went with us. And it got kind of serious, because we ended up talking about one of the dude's sister who has diabetes and might have to lose her foot. We started talking about how, what is this defense of people who, I mean, it's not being a bully. Like don't be a bully, right? Nobody wants to be bullied. But I mean, when you say to somebody who's heavy, hey, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't, have a salad, or maybe you should eat better. Maybe you should take better care of yourself. You're fat shaming. And there is a difference between going, look at that fat ass, ha ha, fat ass. That's just being a bully and being a dick. But it seems like there is now a celebration, and because of shows like that, there is a celebration of this incredibly unhealthy way of living, right? It's almost like every other addiction is something that is fine to put people in the corner on. But with overeating and all of the problems, I mean, the biggest issues with our health system in this country are almost entirely due to the fact that we lead developed nations in obesity. We are, of all the normal countries, we lead them all in obesity. No, I mean,
All right, no. Hang on. There's an update to that. Your information may be a little dated here. Or it depends on your definition of normal country, because I know for a couple years there, Mexico had passed us for the fattest country. And in fact, there's a bunch of other countries that are coming out of, poverty into sort of what we used to consider first world status.
those aren't normal countries. That's what I'm saying. Those are not normal countries.
Okay. Because what we're learning here is that the predilection toward obesity was not something that was distinct in American culture, but seems to be part of the human condition whenever a country gets prosperous enough, like on a per capita GDP basis, that people can't afford to stuff their face as much as Americans do. They tend to follow suit. And so it might just be part of the human condition that when the only thing that's kept us from being obese this entire time is that we just didn't have the resources to stuff 6,000 calories a day in our face, or eat meat at every meal, or things like that.
Okay, this is for 2021. So this is the most recent list that we have. And let's see if Mexico is worse off than us. Hold on.
Is there a list for like the fattest ass countries in the world?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
List of countries by obesity rate.
Okay. Oh, obesity rate.
List of countries by obesity rate.
I was just, man.
When I say normal countries, okay, well, I mean normal. Countries where normal.
I just typed in fattest countries in the world.
Nauru leads the world. Have you ever heard of the country of Nauru?
Man, no, I never even heard of that. So that's a micronation.
No, yes.
So get out of the micro. I'm sure it's in Polynesia somewhere, because
It
those are the fattest people on the planet.
Do you know why they're the fattest people on the planet?
Because they just came out of third world status in the last 30 years.
That's not why. It's because most of the population, we're talking about Nauru, the Cook Islands, Palau, Marshall Islands, Tuvalu, Niue, Tonga, Samoa. Those are all these nations where you can't grow vegetables in those the prime economy of those nations. The only reason that they exist, that we even know who they are, the only reason that they're normal is because they had some kind of mineral that was worth something to the white man, and the white man started mining those countries.
You're welcome.
They have no fresh vegetables. They have no land for anything like that. And virtually everything that they eat comes out of a can and is shipped from somewhere else. That's why those countries are so heavy. Yeah, I read that earlier today when we were talking about obesity. I know. So that's why Nauru, Cook Islands, Palau, Marshall Islands, Tuvalu, Niue, Tonga.
All right, I'm looking at it now. There's Niue, Tuvalu.
Yeah, so all these. So let's get down to and then Kuwait, right? So Kuwait is right above us, and then us, the United States of America.
Fat as hell.
It is all of these crazy nations that have a reason for their unhealthy lifestyles, and then there's us, who have no reason. And we are nestled. You've got the list in front of you. We are nestled between Jordan and Kuwait.
Yes, unreasonably high per capita GDP. For the number of people that live in that country, the amount of wealth that country generates is disproportionately large compared to other countries. And
we have a 36.20 obesity rate in the United States. 36% of our population.
And Nauru is at 61%. That means like 3 out of 5 people are obese on that island.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just put Nehru in your Google search and look at the pictures, and it will just show you the people, and it's all gigantic Samoan-looking people, and they're all incredibly unhealthy. They
How
also
fun.
lead the world, these nations, including us, we're number 1 as far as the normal countries go. They also all lead
Normal.
the world in type 2 diabetes. All of them, these countries. Everything they drink soda pop, and they drink canned foods, or they eat canned foods. They have no Apparently, they don't like fish. They're islands. They could probably be on a nice fish diet, but instead they get cans of Chef Boyardee and just eat nothing but that.
God, the poor people that live on this island. This isn't even big.
Oh, it's tiny, 8,000 people, and it's like 8 miles. It's like an
Oh my
8-mile.
god. Oh my god. Hey, just I hate to chase a rabbit here, but imagine living on this tiny island where 8,000 people live, and you have like 3 or 4 ex-girlfriends that are on the island. Like you never get away from it. Like if that's where you're from, you are screwed.
That's a community college. That's like
Oh, right?
it's the size of a decent
Dude,
community college.
Plano East is a bigger high school than this island.
All right, so obesity rates. Back to that. So the United States of America is the fattest of the countries that don't have a legitimate reason for being fat.
Well, Kuwait, Jordan, Saudi Arabia is right below us.
Yeah, but
Qatar, Libya. So
okay, where's Europe, dude? Where's the other people like us? Where's Canada? Canada would be the closest one we could compare to.
oh, you mean white? I'm sorry, I was
I
mistaking.
don't mean white. I mean Western-minded, modern, industrial.
New Zealand is the
first
next one
world
down, and
nation.
they're at New Zealand, and they're 22.
Okay, and that's it. And we're like 10 or whatever we are.
12.
We're
Yeah.
12. Okay, we're 12. And then you have to go a whole nother 10 before you get another First Nation that's as fat as we are in this country. Where's Canada? I didn't see Canada.
26.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one we got to compare ourselves to. So there is obviously something distinct about this country that we're all so fat.
Well, I know what the answer to that is. We have more black people proportionately speaking than Canada, and black people are disproportionately obese.
Okay, but is there a reason for that?
No, it's a cultural thing. It's not like a biological thing. It's culturally speaking, they tend to have less discipline about the amount of calories they put in their diet.
I'm not going to say about less discipline. I would go more for the idea that possibly a greater percentage of the African American population live below the poverty line. And I would think that the heavy set issue in this country is more economic than it is a lack of discipline. I would think that when all you can do is shop at the dollar store, you're not getting a whole bunch of vegetables. When you live in an area, I
would also posit that
what
if
food
you're
does
making
it
the same bad decisions that leave you in poverty in the richest country the world's ever known, maybe you're not making the best decisions at lunch either.
Well, I also think that maybe if your grandparents weren't allowed to get a mortgage and own their own home, that might have something to do with it too. Yes, James? Black
No,
people
not
couldn't
at
get
all.
mortgages until 1966. You know that, right? Banks in this country did not give mortgages to black families until 1966. So whereas your family has had multiple generations of time to build up independent wealth and every generation doing better than the one before, it's a bit unfair when you don't take everything into account.
That's why they're fat.
No, I'm saying that's why they're in poverty.
Okay. Okay. Well, no, that okay. Fair enough.
Decisions. And
I'm not going to argue that point. No. So right below Canada is Australia, and then Malta, which is a non-starter, and then Mexico.
Why is Malta a non-starter?
Because it's another island of 8,000 people. It's a community college that's just floating in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And so right below that, there's Mexico showing up. They had I guess they already reached peak fat. Look, and look, this is
28% obesity. We're at 36. They're 29, we're 12.
Yeah. So I've also noticed something else since my kids are in school and have been in school now for quite a few years, is that I think we have reached peak fat in America because the kids these days are not as fat as they were 10, 15 years ago. And so when I had little cousins that were in school and I was hanging out with them, it was like hanging out with a herd, man. It was like livestock running around. But the kids there that are my kids' classmates, not as likely to be fat. Granted, this is my personal observation, which I recognize has the flaw of being anecdotal. But I wouldn't be surprised if we went and Googled some statistics that like childhood obesity has at least leveled off, if not come down from some high that was reached, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Can I also throw another thing out there that was going to conflict with your theory about, oh, well, was your theory about black people, was that just African Americans or Africans? Because Africans are at the
No, no,
bottom.
no, no, no. It's
Africans are not obese at all.
no, no, no. And look, that's one of the things people have pointed out in the whole
So if it's
coronavirus.
just African Americans, then it probably does have something to do with economic status.
Right. Okay.
What kinds of foods you buy when you go to the store.
Yeah, but compared to Africans in Africa, they're incredibly wealthy and have far more caloric options at their disposal. But what I was
Zebra meat is very low in fat.
Who is what is
Zebra meat.
zebra meat? Right. Oh my god. No, they eat
They're
a lot of
for you.
vegetables and gourds and whatnot.
Mm.
But like when you look at the coronavirus death rates, sub-Saharan Africa does fantastic, and Southeast Asia does fantastic compared to America and compared to Europe and some of the Middle Eastern countries. But I don't think that's a function of their race, or I don't even think it's necessarily a function of their culture, not their medical system or whether or not they've been vaccinated, but it's because they're not fatties. They're less likely to be obese. You know, people in Japan and Korea and, the Congo, they're less likely than
Yeah.
regular old Americans to be
Go
huge.
to the bottom of the list. I mean, look at the bottom of the list. Look at the countries that have a 2%. Vietnam has a 2% obesity rate. United States of America has a 6% or 36%. The bottom few are Vietnam, Bangladesh,
which has almost as many people as America. I don't know if the world realizes how packed Bangladesh is.
India has a 3.9 obesity rate. Nepal has a 4.1. Japan has a 4. Japan, very modern, very forward country. Has all of the benefits that we have here. Japan is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the bottom of the best, healthiest.
Right.
And then you get into all of the Norwegians. You know, you've got the Finlands and the Swedens and the Norwegians. They're all in there in the middle too. And then it's just nothing but Southeast Asia and Africa. I mean, that's...
Give them credit. We should take notes. How important it is to be healthy. How important it is to have low obesity rates.
Well, but isn't it more about, take note of what? Isn't it access to food? Isn't it access to good food? Like, I can tell you...
No, because that's what is belied by Japan being at the bottom of the list. They have the resources to stuff their face just as bad as we do. They're just more disciplined about it. And this isn't a white or black thing. This is an American thing. Japanese...
It's an indulgence thing. It's
right. And white people do a lot worse than Japanese people.
Yeah. I mean, this is, come on. I mean, fat people, you go to a Walmart, we ain't just talking about poor black people in America who are obese.
No. And look, and that might, put a little salve on your racial wounds there. It's not that I'm picking on black people and saying they're less disciplined than white people. No, white people are terribly undisciplined. Black people, as far as obesity rates, just do a little bit worse than white people. But when you see sort of, how that impacts other things, then you see why that would skew the statistics between a Canada and the United States, how we are so much alike in all other ways as far as, wealth and culture and access to resources. But we have such different rates of obesity. It's because we have more black people.
Do you know what the life expectancy of an individual in Nauru is? Nauru is the number one country.
Oh no, this is going to be something scary low, isn't it?
60 is
that's bad.
Yeah, at 6 years lower. The entire world average is 66 because there's a lot of bad places. In the developed world, I think it's more like 69 is the average, but 60 is, that's very young. That's very young to be dying. And they lead the world. I've got all these Nehru stats now that I'm seeing. They lead the world. They have 61% obesity rate, 37% of their entire population has type 2 diabetes.
Jesus.
And that's due to the obesity rate.
Dude, you could go over there and be an underwear model. You're like, I'm fat. No, you're not. Nehru is fat. You're fine.
Imagine the time, though, the local high school football team there. Imagine the time their quarterback has in the pocket. I bet you
Right.
that's tremendous. Just
Yeah, but how hard is it to be a coach? It's like, no, we don't need another lineman. Do we have a freaking wide receiver? Do we have a shutdown cover corner?
now,
No, no.
um,
The
so
secondary is atrocious.
another thing that my friend brought up in our little chat this afternoon, which I thought was interesting. He made the observation about this Lizzo show that seems to be celebrating uh, very heavy people.
Fatness, yeah.
Okay, shaming them is one thing. You don't bully people, but hoping that in some way, shape, or form they understand that this is not a good life choice. No better than someone who does cocaine or something like that. But
Yeah.
what he said was, "Look at this show. We have overcorrected from heroin chic to this." And he's
Yeah.
right. Like
Yeah.
in the 90s, remember it was as skinny as you could be was what was sexy. If you were a rock star in the 90s, you were dating a model who was heroin chic. And now we have size 16 Victoria's Secret models. It's like
Yeah, I feel like the heroin chic was really forced on us though, because I remember everyone in the 90s, or my friends, a bunch of scumbags that hang out with people like me, were saying that's not hot. I want a girl with like a butt and some boobs. Like that whole heroin thing where you look strung out. I'm not into that. And I remember, yeah, I'm not into it either. Who's into that? I don't know.
You didn't find like Kate Moss or Gwyneth Paltrow or Mila Jovovich. You didn't find any of them attractive. I mean, I thought they were very attractive. But I see what you're saying. I personally, I like a curvy woman. I like a woman who isn't skinny. I like a woman who probably isn't called thin. I like a girl with hips and something to squeeze on. But I do draw the line at the depiction we saw in this Lizzo show, where it seems to be like a defiantly, look how unhealthy I am, because the world knows that you can't say anything because then you're fat shaming.
Yeah, okay, but see, it's kind of different when you put it in the context of Lizzo, because Lizzo is just killing her target demo with stuff like this. There is an unsatiated segment of society that has always felt left out, specifically because they're fat and they don't look like anybody in movies or TV, or definitely not the Billboard Top 40. And so when they see a Lizzo, they just naturally want her to succeed. So someone like them can be considered sexy. So someone like them is validating their fat existence. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just saying like their existence as a heavy person is at least being acknowledged in some form or fashion. And, they feel sort of a kinship to that. And she plays up to that. I follow her on Instagram and I love the ones where she sings. But most of them are her displaying herself in some sort of like, ooh, look how sexy I am. Look at me in this like revealing outfit, or ooh, I'm wearing a see-through top, or look, I'm wearing a thong panties.
And that's not sexy to you. You've stated that, and you don't believe that that's sexy to anyone. But apparently it is.
But well, it's of course it's not to me. I'm a dirtbag. Fine, you can dismiss me whatever you want. But the point is her attempt is to sexualize and make sexy that look. She's
Right.
not just out there being a singer. She is also out there as sort of a factivist, if that's a word.
Factivist, that's interesting. That's the conversation that I was trying to get to before we started chasing some rabbits here. You jokingly said, you as a father with daughters, you jokingly said that you don't want your daughters to see that and think that it's all right. And I will go back to the girls of my generation when we had this anorexia and bulimia outbreak, where all they were seeing as depictions of what defines sexy are these rail thin girls. And how do you get to be rail thin? Because you have your dinner, then you go to the bathroom and you puke it all up. That was a problem. And you didn't want that to be what your daughter saw, because God forbid your daughter grew up to be somebody who felt that they had to be that thin. How is this any different in the other direction? I mean, there are health issues, very serious health issues associated with anorexia and bulimia. But there are also very serious health issues associated with seeing Lizzo and these girls and thinking that's okay too. It's not what is okay is that they're out there living their life, but they also need to be trying to get themselves healthy because people love them and they want them to be around. The idea that this is totally fine is what I'm kind of rejecting. It's not fine. And I say this as a fat guy with a heart issue. It is not fine. It is, we have to try and be healthier. And little kids growing up now, 12, 13, 14-year-old girls who are now being inundated with this, it's you just be you kind of thing. No, be a better you. Don't just be you. What if you suck? What if you're terrible? Be better than you. Strive to be better. Don't just be the base model, right? I mean, we've overcorrected. We are trying to make it seem like this is okay. We all know that, being rail thin and heroin chic and bulimia and all that stuff is terrible, but that doesn't mean that this new thing is good or is better for you. Both of them are terribly unhealthy, is my point.
Oh no, you really hit on something that I scream from the mountaintops is this whole, you just do you, and if the haters don't like it, then screw them. It's like, no, maybe the haters are right. Maybe maybe
Maybe,
you have some room for improvement. Like what a pompous jackass position to take, and
don't
I
we
can't
all
believe.
have room for improvement? Isn't that something we should wake up every day and say, how can I make myself better today? I
Right.
mean,
So the very thought that I'm just going to be me, and if that's not good enough, then screw you, is really illogical and stupid and a horrible way to live your life, and it really is going to have negative outcomes that are going to be beyond your fat ass control.
but you're a queen, James. You're just a queen.
No, you're not. No, you're not. We're
Be
not. And
yourself.
look, that's another thing that we're all
Ah,
descended from kings and queens. No, you're not.
no,
Some of you are descended from losers.
pes-
Okay.
peasants and grave robbers. That's what.
Yeah, the
That's it.
freaking tobacco farmers is all I got all the way down.
I mean, I'm not. I come from actual royalty, but we're
Yeah.
talking about we're talking about you, not me. We're the lords of St. Alban. That's that's a whole other thing. Sure, it was 500 years ago, but I still have that in my blood somewhere. You're a peasant.
Total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you were robbing rich,
Stagecoaches and
yeah,
stuff.
graves for jewelry after the after the burial. That's where your
Yep.
people come from. Yeah, that's something that I've always resisted too. This whole movement of just be you, just be happy with who you are.
And
No,
if and let the haters hate.
no, love yourself, be confident in yourself, but be even more confident that life is about improving every step of the way. I joke, and I don't even mean it as a joke. I literally try and do that every day. I try to learn something new every single day and it happens organically, just through reading or whatever. And I always make that little note. Ah, there we go. I learned that today. I learned that this place was a country. The number
Right, right. But
I
it's
didn't
the
know that was
same
a country.
energy. You be you and fat is beautiful. What this is giving lazy people an excuse to not, be critical of their lack of action, to not be just because what a lazy person wants to hear is that you didn't waste your day. Those people that exercised wasted their day. You didn't waste your day. You enjoyed that cotton candy and a whole pepperoni pizza by yourself. The people that ate bean sprouts and a salad wasted their day. They want their own sloth and their own horrible failed lifestyle to be excused. And they're looking for an excuse, a justification for them to continue it because it's easy.
You're talking about a certain specific group of people. I don't think you're talking like there are some very well documented genetic things that cause certain individuals to have a more difficult time staying thin than it does other. That's been proven. There
Agreed.
there is
Agreed.
there's a gene, I don't know what it's called, but it is something that like a certain percentage of humans have, and it's just your body doesn't burn or it doesn't do the way other people do. So some people, no matter what they do, they're just always going to be a little bit chubby, and that is fine. Be
Right.
a little bit overweight, but having a 48-inch waist, at 20 years old,
Right, and we're not talking about those people. We're talking about people that are Lizzo or bigger, and that's not a genetic thing. Maybe they do have that genetic thing, but they also have a thing, but with treating gravy as a beverage at some point. And so it's look, whether it's your mind or your body or your soul, you could always have room for improvement. You could always
Always.
exercise more. You could always eat better. You could always read a book. You could always learn a musical instrument. You could always develop some sort of skill, whether it's crocheting or shooting free throws or something. But this impulse for people to excuse being lazy is very profound. And one of the things that me and the wife talk about on a regular basis is that I am blown away by how much people hate exercise. Like, it makes me so happy that you jog.
I hate it. I hate it, but I do it every day because I have,
Right, right.
I have
Right, and you don't want to run the first mile, and after you run the first mile, you don't want to run the second mile, and after the second mile, you don't
that's
want to run the third
easier.
mile, but
It's
you
literally
do
just-
it.
Yes, and then I feel awesome.
But you do it, and you should get credit for it. And what that means is people that didn't do it should feel bad about it, or at least aspire to be more like you. There is a good thing about having people who do hard things that other people don't do, and aspire to make yourself better like that person. It's good to have an ideal and a goal and try and reach that every single day.
Look
But
at that. I got 2.39 miles in today, and I'm going out after this. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do another.
really,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
running multiple times a day, good for you. Good
Yeah.
for you. But no, people always want to excuse their laziness, and they always want to be told that their sloth doesn't have negative consequences, or the people that are going out there and earning their health, they just get it because they have good genes. No, no. Most people who are healthy earn it.
It is hard work. What was the point I was going to make? I had something that I wanted to say. Oh, yes. Okay, so like with me personally, I have impulse control. I recognize at this age that this has been a thing my whole life. If I am going out with buddies, when I was younger, we would say, "Are we going big? Are we going big?" And then a friend would be like, we're gonna go slow tonight." I'm like, "Okay, all right, fine, we go." But I'm telling you, if everybody's like, we're going big, that means 15 shots. That means 20 beers. That means we're not going home until we're in a parking lot fist fight. You know what I mean? That's going big. We're going crazy. And it was the same thing. It was the same thing for a while with marijuana. It was like every night, keep smoking, get higher, get higher. But the way that it really has manifested itself in my life all these years is with food. It's with food. I get a rush out of things that taste delicious. I could eat an entire pie. I have been the guy who went to the Jewel and saw or Jewel, sorry, Kroger. That's a Chicago reference. But I've been the guy who's gone to the grocery store and seen, really, that whole pie is only $4 on sale. And then I've sat and watched TV and eaten an entire pie while I'm watching. That is impulse control. And I recognize that. And that's my problem. But recognizing it and saying, you know what? That ain't good. And then forcing yourself, it ain't easy, but forcing yourself to resist it. It's why I'm not a cocaine addict. Dude, I've only done cocaine a couple times. I loved it. I loved it, man. And then one day I thought to myself, I love this so much. This could totally ruin everything. And I never did it again. It's been like, what, 15 years maybe? It's been quite so, but I understand that about myself. And maybe you just have to, and I never had anybody going, no, you just, you know what? You get a second pie. You eat a second pie. And if somebody said that and was like, just be you, I'd be like, you're trying to fucking kill me. Because there was a voice inside my head saying that this ain't good, that I'm sitting here eating a pie.
Here's also a low grade theory, and I don't think this is like her primary motivation, but it may be her secondary or some other tertiary motivation here. And maybe Lizzo's doing what my wife does. My freaking wife, when I first met her, it was worse than it is now. But when I first met her and I met all her friends, my wife's hot. Look, she's not perfect. She's not Christina Hendricks, but she's great, right? All of her friends were huge. Like, they were all huge or ugly. Like, you don't have one attractive friend. You don't have one attractive friend, and so I used to call him the herd, and I know that
Oh,
was mean, but like, hey, are we hanging out with my friends tonight, or are we hanging out with the herd? And
and
so my friends were,
I bet your friends didn't like when the herd came, right?
yeah,
The group.
it was an awful thing because we were gonna mix, my guy friends, and I was living with lesbians at the time. Like, hey, we're gonna meet my wife's friends, and so they're all like, yeah, let's go meet your wife's, because they seen my wife, or she wasn't my wife, but my girlfriend's friends, the redhead one with the big boobs, yeah, oh Monique, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go hang out with all of her friends from college. Like, oh yeah, let's go meet her friends from college. So me and my single guy friends and my lesbian friends show up, and boy, it was just such a letdown. It's like, well, yeah, where are we going after this? Golden Corral? Jesus Christ.
Golden Corral.
For an after drink, for a nightcap? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have that issue. But both of my wives, all of her friends were like, they were all hot. Like my son's
So
mom,
jealous.
my
So
son's
jealous.
mom, all of her friends were just like they were all other sexy beer tub girls that she worked with or whatever,
Bro,
And
so I got all four of my kids in soccer for the first season, and so all the soccer moms, they're not all hot, of course not. There's a mixed bag, but on every team there's at least one. There's at least one that's like, God damn. Yeah.
You want to?
And I'm sorry to do a sidebar here, but Jeff asked if I was drinking Hogarden. No, I'm drinking Hofbrau Munchen. So I think it's spelled different than the steakhouse, but see, this is what I'm drinking. It's a Hefeweizen.
Fancy German beers.
Yeah, you know what? I got it at the grocery store because on the 6-pack there was a chick that was leaned over and there's like a bunch of cleavage, and I was like, I guess I'm buying this.
We've had this conversation before where I tell you that I don't like any of the snooty beers. I don't like any like the douchebag. Hey, check out my beard and check out my beer. It's like something terrible. Like India Pale Ales are just terrible. You're drinking spoiled beer and you're paying double for it. Anyway, I do like Weiss beers. I love. I like American Pilsners, your Millers and your Anheuser Busches and your Coors. That's what I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink a straight up normal American beer. Heineken tastes like shit. Y'all need to stop pretending like Heineken's great. Now German beers taste like shit. They're way too.
No, it's all right.
No, Miller Lite goes down like water. It's easy. Anyway. I do enjoy the fanciest that I'll go is like a Pauliner or like a really nice. You guys got that in New Orleans, you've got the Abita brewery down there, Abita beers.
Yeah, when I lived down there.
Or no, actually, I think that might be Baton Rouge. Anyway,
Purple. No, it's New Orleans. It's right across the lake in a town called Abita.
Okay, Purple Haze is like my favorite beer.
Yeah, a raspberry beer. It's
That's
fantastic.
about as fancy as I get. I think isn't it blueberries? I thought it was blueberries.
Raspberry. They have a good strawberry beer too. The Abita strawberry.
So I'll do that. I'll do like a Weiss beer in one of them fancy tall Weiss glasses with a big chunk of lemon, or some places give you a slice of orange.
And you owe all the Dutch people an apology. Amy's saying Heineken is Dutch, not German.
Whatever. It's still crap.
Well, Amy, what's Beck? Because Beck seems to be the same thing as Heineken. Yeah, it's in like Heineken's Dutch. So maybe Beck's Dutch, but it's in that green bottle and it tastes the same.
Do you remember Lower Brow?
Oh, yeah.
Lower Brow, but we used to call it Lower Brow because it was the cheapest.
Lower Brow, right?
It was the cheapest of the German beers. If you wanted to pose like you're fancy, you showed up to the
brows.
Party. Yes, you'd show up with Lower Brow. It's like, oh, on sale, wasn't it? All right, I get that. I guess that's about it. I just don't like German beers. I got shot Irish in an American
or Lizzo's new show. You don't like that one either.
I still don't understand what it is. That just for those of you just joining us, let's see it one more time, just because we've been talking about it all night long.
Look, from a marketing standpoint, I like it because there's a whole big chunk of the American populace that is fat, that can identify as fat, and they would probably like to see fat put on a pedestal. So,
and that's what this conversation has been about. That's wrong. That's putting fat on a pedestal is like putting an alcoholic on a pedestal, or putting a coke addict on a pedestal, or putting somebody who smokes cigarettes and is addicted to nicotine on a pedestal. People who are that heavy have a health issue, and they're doing it to themselves by overeating. Now, of course, there are some, we've talked about, there are some genetic preconditions that might override this, but that's in a very small portion of the people. This is putting an extraordinarily unhealthy lifestyle on a pedestal and acting like it should be something to be celebrated.
Yeah,
And that's
Golden Corral's going to buy commercials on this new TV show. I also foresee whoever makes insulin is probably going to sponsor the show as well.
all right, so here it is. And again, I ask you, what the hell is this show about?
Let's go! Let's get it in! Watch out for the big girl. 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 Big girl. Big girl. Big girl.
How do they find a fat Asian? You know how hard that is?
Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl.
No, that's a negative right there.
You know. But again, what is that show about? What is that show about? Are they going to discuss the issues of the day? Is it a drama? What is it a dancing show? I don't understand it. And again, I want to be clear. I have a friend. This whole thing started because of my friend who is legitimately attracted to heavier girls. I think it was a joke when it was suggested that this will be Marty. Yeah, Marty, that this will be Marty's favorite show.
He's probably going to text you tomorrow. Hey, man, this show looks great.
I know he checks out the show from time to time. So
No, he's going to text you the promo to this show and be like, you should see this.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't, because we have for the past 25 years shamed him. Yeah, we've been like, really?
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Really? That's the one you like? He's like,
Yeah, look, on the other hand, I'm kind of jealous of your friend Marty, because think of how awesome your dating options are if you are into heavy women. They would think you're freaking Prince Charming that's just rolling in like they're dating Ryan Reynolds or something.
Hey, Marty's dating options were already fine. He's a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy. He had a good job. He was a general manager.
But you are a big girl's dream if you're
Yeah.
just a regular-looking, handsome fellow with a good job, and you're actually not disgusted by ladies who sweat.
Those words, disgusted. They are such mean-spirited words. I mean,
Well, disgusted means like,
I'm going.
you speaking of Spanish, like me gusta, right? That means I like something. And disgusted is the opposite of that. It didn't translate, but it displeases me. Like, I don't think they're like, analogous to like sewage, like that kind of disgusting. I'm just saying, like, if I was interested, this would push me away from being interested, that amount of size.
Yeah.
Like, it does not please me. It moves me away on the spectrum from being pleased and displeased. It moves me toward the displeased.
I also want to say that this whole thing hasn't been about, you all need to look like triathletes, so that we all have to, be this perfect body. But there just seems to me lately, and it's in the wake of the whole, you can't fat shame. Well, nobody should shame anyone over anything. Don't be a bully. That's not what it's about. But the whole idea that suggesting that somebody that is 50, 75, 100 pounds overweight shouldn't do something to take better care of themselves is not a cruel act. It's an act of caring to bring it up. You would do the same thing for a drunk. You'd do the same thing for a friend who was a drug addict.
No, you would do the same thing for someone who had like a big tumor growing out of the neck. They'd be like, I think need to go get like a cancer screening, because that is going to kill you.
Don't tumor shame me. Don't
Right.
tumor shame me. See, that's why it seems so ridiculous, and I just don't understand why. Yeah, it's a very provocative subject, and I thought it was an interesting conversation. And I had it with people who, quite frankly, James, aren't as interesting as you. So I thought I'd bring it on this show and see how you felt about it.
Well, and also, look, Lizzo, if you think you're beautiful, lose about 80 pounds and tell me if you don't think you look better.
Confidence is a wonderful thing. You should feel or be able to manufacture confidence in yourself. But I mean,
look,
when it borders on the absurd,
yeah, because there's a problem in the culture that's celebrating this, because like the amount of vitriol that was thrown toward Adele for losing 50 pounds or whatever, I thought that was ridiculous.
See, did that happen? Adele looks beautiful.
I know, she looks great.
I always thought Adele was pretty anyway, but yeah, she was a heavier girl. Kelly Clarkson is a great example. I love Kelly Clarkson. I think Kelly Clarkson is very attractive. And there are people out there that would say Kelly Clarkson's fat. I don't know. Rachel Ray is another one. I think Rachel Ray is just cute as a button. I've had a crush on Rachel.
Oh, I kind of like Kelly Clarkson fat, but she's not like Lizzo fat. She's just like
right. She's and that's
East Texas fat. Yeah.
We're not saying you need to be a triathlete. We're just saying that, when you're 50, 100 pounds overweight, that's not something that you should be confident about. You should be confident that you can overcome it, and you should be confident that you can get yourself in a better place. But just being told that you're fine who you are when you're going to be dead of diabetes by the time you're 45, that's doing nobody any favors. And I say this as a fat guy who has struggled with weight my whole life. I don't want to be mean about it. I just don't.
And look,
I find this show to be a bit offensive. I find this new Lizzo show to be a bit crazy.
It's just a bad idea. It's just a horrible idea. And look, I don't want to get fat because I don't want to go to the lake and I got to take off my shirt and my wife has to be disgusted to be associated with me. I don't want to show up at the daddy-daughter dance and I look like Grimace from the Happy Meal box and my daughter's not like totally proud to show off her handsome daddy. I just don't want to be that guy.
Handsome. I mean, you just don't want to be fat. My son, I will tell you another big motivator for me is that my son, when my son and I fight, and sometimes we get into like yelling matches, he will almost always go to the fat card at some point. And he would not like what you just described, like, I'm embarrassed to bring you, nothing like that. But he says stuff like, oh, why don't you just go sit your fat ass down? Like that. And I'm like, oh, that's how he sees me. It comes out now. And so I don't want him to, I don't want to be in 5 years or whatever. I mean, I'm fine now. I'm a heavy set guy, but I need to lose about 20, 25 pounds. I'd be happy with that. I don't want to be, I'm currently 230 pounds. I don't want to be 290 pounds when my son's in high school. You know what I mean?
Is that the shirt you were wearing yesterday?
No, yesterday was just a black shirt.
Didn't we just recently have the talk about that shirt because the Black Hawk dude? Okay, that was last week. All right.
Black Hawk.
You need some shirts, dude? I'll get you some shirts.
I don't need some shirts.
You've got like 4 shirts.
This is right out of the laundry.
This is a short rotation. You running a tight ship over there? I know you don't have a lot of storage. I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
Oh, we're doing this, huh? All right. James is wearing a blue checkered shirt. All right. Leave this right here.
You'll never see this shirt again, man.
Oh, you'll never fucking see this one either, dude. You ruined it for me. All right. Date
man, that's fun.
23rd, 3/23 blue checkered grunge shirt.
Oh, look, John has an answer. He says the Lizzo show, she's looking for dancers for a tour, so I guess that's a competition. That is kind of what it looked like. That would make sense. John, I think you might be right. Thank you.
John's awesome. John's
he looked it up. Well,
he's a tier 1 guy. Well, we could
cheated. He cheated.
We couldn't, so he did. So I appreciate
baseless speculation is good enough for us.
This is for John. Thank you, buddy. That makes sense now, right? So it's a dancing competition. Maybe it could have said that at some point instead of just gratuitously.
Brought to you by Krispy Kreme.
All right, James, that's going to do it for tonight. We went a little bit late, but what the hell? We had a hot topic going.
It was for a good cause. And as soon as we sign off, just go ahead and erase this one. We don't need this floating around.
You're probably
said
right.
a lot of mean things about people.
You're probably right. Although I'm not gutless like that.
Dude, I had my whole YouTube channel taken down. I canceled. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, because I said some things that YouTube didn't like. What do you think?
Oh, YouTube took it down.
That whole damn thing, yeah.
Look at you. Bye, Amy. Love you, Amy. There goes Amy.
Thank you.
All right. All right, James. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll end the week out. Well, I don't know. I think that if I love my hour spent with James. But I think that maybe if I had done this hour by myself, my ideas on this subject would have been a bit better articulated. I'm not altogether pleased with everything that came out of my mouth in the last hour, but ultimately, I mean it seriously. I do not understand why telling somebody that they need to get healthy or suggesting or trying to help somebody get healthy is now like the height of antisocial behavior. And it's called fat shaming. Fat shaming to me is like, hey, fat ass, and only pieces of human garbage are that cruel. But the idea that somebody like myself who needs to lose weight would be offended or horrified that somebody else would see this and mention it to me. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right. And I also push back on the whole, you just do you because you're a queen, you're a king, you are the best you can be. No, we're not. That's you're filling me with false confidence. The individual confidence that we use to get through our days is stuff that should be manufactured to a degree, but it should also be based on determination. Our own determination to make ourselves better people. You're perfect. I am not perfect. I am not. I reject that. I guess you're trying to say something nice in the moment. And for that, I am slightly appreciative. But don't fill my head with false. What are we talking about? Byron says it's because everyone, pussies that have been raised soft now. Criticism is rape. I don't completely disagree with that. Jeff Glenn, why can't people just behave on social media? I'll tell you why. And this is a real problem with social media. And I agree. I would like people to behave on social media, but we won't, because the internet, since the time that it first peered its ugly head into our lives, has provided us with this anonymity that has allowed people to be their awful selves. When you go out into a 7-Eleven, you keep your mouth shut. If something's going on, if something's upsetting to you, so you don't like what you see, you keep your mouth shut because you're in public and you know that there are repercussions for being that asshole. The anonymity provided to all of us by the internet has set the biggest and most awful parts of us free on the world. That's what it's all about. If there was a social network, let's create a social network that goes through your phone. And your phone number and your address is all right there. You got to use your real name. There'd be nobody on it. That's why people cannot be nice, because it's so easy to be mean when there are no social repercussions from it. Yet to come, I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I can smile. Dude, I stumbled upon you through James, but now I found another good show. I'll be back from. Oh, look at this guy! Yeah, this guy. Well, who are you? The real Belly. Well, welcome aboard, buddy. Join us at noon every day. We do hot topics, hot takes. Leslie says, no need to tell someone they need to lose weight. They already know. I would like to think you're right. And I think that I don't know that I would take it upon myself to go up to complete strangers and say you need to lose weight. But I mean, let's say my son. My son is a big kid. I don't think he needs to lose weight. He needs to get in shape, and he will, because football season is coming and he gets in great shape for football. But somebody like that, somebody in your family, somebody that you love, somebody that you care about, I don't think it's out of bounds to suggest to them that maybe they need to be a little bit healthier. But you're absolutely right. Strangers, that's like bordering on, what are you making yourself feel superior because you're telling a stranger, hi, person standing next to me in line at Starbucks, I know we just met, but you really need to take better care of yourself. See, that is so insincere, because you don't care about this person. You don't know this person. If this person dropped dead right here, you wouldn't be going to their funeral. But if it's somebody that you love and they are somehow girl, I am feeling good about myself. I am large and I love it. Maybe you got to say to that person, hey, I'd like you to live past 60. I'd like you to not get type 2 diabetes in your late 30s. I'd like you to have both your legs when you finally do die. I mean, if you care, to me, it's that argument about, you have a family member who's a cokehead because it's an addiction and they just can't stop. You would say something to them. The health issues in this country are almost entirely due to the fact that we are so unhealthy as a culture. And I'm a fat guy saying this. I am not preaching. I am a fat guy, man. I wear 36, 38 pants. I wear extra large shirts. There was a time in my life where I wore double X shirts. Now they were baggy, thankfully, but I mean, I'm not good. I got a 12-year-old. I don't want to die of a heart attack. I don't know. I'm just trying to be healthy. Don't you know, Byron says, don't you know we'd all be closer in the Starbucks line if you were smaller? That is a very strong observation. I'd kill to get back into a 36. Yeah, Jeff, from what I understand, Jeff, you have some fairly legitimate health issues. Not because you can't stop eating ice cream. You have legitimate health issues that might be a contributing factor to whatever level of fitness or unfitness you find yourself in. So you're different. And right now, you took an old man fall recently, so you can't do certain things. And there's nothing wrong with being stocky and chubby and fat and all that. But obesity is a big thing in this country, and people are just reveling in their obesity now, and that ain't good. All right. Join me tomorrow at noon. The noon show, high noon, 12 Central Standard Time. You know the show. It's just me and all of the topics, the headlines, things that are trending, anything that's happening in this day. I go bam, bam, bam through them. Hot takes, move on to the next one. Hot take, move on to the next one. Join us if you can. Also, you can support the show. We take tips. That's how the show is run. 2 streams daily, noon, and again at 9 o'clock. All times are Central. And, yeah. John, my wife had a heart attack, was a heavy smoker, and scared me to start eating better. Oh man, I know, right? It took my heart injury to make me start running, and I got in pretty good shape about 2 years ago. And then coronavirus came in, and I don't know what happened. I got really fat again. And then I moved down here, and now here I am trying to get back in shape. God bless you, John. God bless your lady. Byron, I was 360. Now I'm down to 265. I've earned the right to talk shit. See ya, new guy. See ya, real Jay Bailey style. I don't know. I'll get it right. At some point. Welcome aboard, my friend. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. High noon. Love ya. Tip the show if you can. We appreciate it. I am on a never-ending quest.